Okay, here we are back for our usual Saturday live stream. Now, before we get started, just the reminder once again, if you haven't seen the description on this, not making any promises for next week. So, the goal here is to finish Tokyo Dark, spend another week in Portia, possible Sentinels later today. For the meantime, let's study this laptop here. Something doesn't smell right. There's a raid on a compound, all that's left is this lone debriefing? Doesn't add up. Not to mention so much of what is here is redacted. Officers arriving at the scene found 12 people dead on arrival, including Tokimasa and Mai's parents. Where are the details about how they died? Not to mention the report itself was filed almost a week after the raid, so why aren't there any autopsy reports? It says here 2 children and 1 adult are believed missing. Must be Mai Takashi and their grandmother. Guess that means Takashi was telling the truth after all. So many people have been hiding information from me, it's almost a relief. Still, for such a short report, it raises a whole lot of questions. The list of the dead, their causes of death, if there were other survivors, what else they found, it's all lost. Even the location of the compound has been classified. All I know is that the mask was found in the middle of a pile of dead bodies. What the hell happened here? Why was it covered up? The report is unclear, but it's obvious that the mask had a part to play in those 12 people's deaths. A young girl's suicide in Shinjuku made me aware of the dark, and I now know that an ancient mask can be used to find a door that may be the key to getting Kazuki back. Worrying about those 2 facets of the mystery was supposed to be enough to show the way to the dark, but even though I can feel the dark, something is still wrong. A piece is still missing. My gut tells me the missing information I need has to do with what happened to the Common Kai. I have to make the Kawana woman talk. She's the only one alive who could tell me what happened that night. So, in order to survive Aokigahara, we need some stability, which we have excess of. Who knew that playing things right would actually have you be well off? And we'll go to Kamakura to talk to the old lady. And are they warping me straight in? Of course not. Make me walk. In some municipalities, that's apparently a felony. I told you to stay away from my family. Don't drag my grandchildren into this any more than you already have. Stay back. I have questions about the Common Kai, the group your daughter and son-in-law are part of. You're the only one alive who'd remember. Common Kai? I don't know anything about it. Leave me. Grandma, enough. Listen to yourself. Do you even realize you're lying anymore? Takashi told us everything. And you, Ito, just because this investigation is important to you doesn't give you the right to barge in here. Your grandma and I need to talk. If it upsets you, maybe you should go. No, I'm not going anywhere. This is the house I grew up in. It's as much mine as it is Grandma's. If you have something to say, you can say it in front of me. Only a little while ago I found out my parents died in some cult and no one even knows why. You think hearing that was easy for me? I want to help you, Ito, but all the deceit and lies are starting to hurt people. What I'm chasing is so much worse. Tell that to the poor man in the station. He's in the hospital now, terrified out of his wits. People aren't only here to be used for information and then thrown away while you move on. They have lives too. And bringing up the past can hurt. Surely you of all people understand that. I do, but ignoring the past won't make it go away, and there's unfinished business from the Common Kind that needs to be taken care of. But what's left to talk about? Everyone's dead, right? I promised to talk to you about all this later. For now, let me and the detective talk. Go on, you were cooking us dinner, weren't you? Alright, we'll talk about it later, but I'll be in the other room if you need me. So you found me out. Now that Mai knows, I suppose there's no point in keeping it a secret any longer. The truth is, my daughter never would have joined the Common Kai if it weren't for me. I convinced her and her husband to join. I was already a member. At the time I joined, my husband had left me and I lost my job suddenly, leaving me a single, unemployed mother who could barely support her daughter. That's when Tokimasa found me, and told me that society stigmatized and shunned me was a fiction, a great machine to be fought, and that my very soul was at stake. Of course, he used me as he did everyone else. I desperately wanted to hear that my struggles weren't my fault. They stole everything from me, my youth, my mind, then my child. And then one day in 1996 they all died. The cause of death was buried and no autopsies were performed. Or if they were hidden. Why? That's simple. The government didn't care about some dead cultists in the woods and covered it up so the papers wouldn't sensationalize their deaths. That's it? After everything I found, you expect me to believe that? 12 people died that day and no one knows why. What happened? Tell me the truth. You want to know what happened so badly? Fine, I'll tell you. They died for nothing, following in the footsteps of a madman who believed that life was an illusion. As words of other compounds and other groups being raided spread, Tokimasa began warning us that the end was near. He believed the world was collapsing and it was time for him and his followers to abandon the flesh and find purity among the gods. My Emiko. She didn't die from some conspiracy. She chose death because she no longer had an anchor to reality, and it was my fault. Beyond that, I don't know what happened to them. No, you do know something. In the report it says after the officers cleared the bodies they found the mask, the same one you handed me 6 months ago. That's... Tokimasa would always keep it to himself, saying it granted him sight into the realm of the kami. I needed it. You don't understand it. It allowed us to see strange things and people who were gone. The guru was a fool, a fake, but the mask was real. There was a rumor that the cult members were killed by one of their own. Surely you didn't. No, you don't understand. I would never kill my own child. I didn't take the mask, it was given to me. One day a man, some journalist or other, showed up at my door carrying the mask. I couldn't believe it. I begged him for it, and he stood there smiling at me. His eyes were like none I'd ever seen. It was strange. All he wanted in exchange for the mask was a picture of Emiko. When I joined the cult, I was forced to give up my possessions and only had one left, but I gave it to him nevertheless. I thought if I had the mask that I could find her, that maybe she would forgive me. As soon as I had it in my hands, my mind opened. I could hear her voice. So you went into the sewers chasing after her, thinking you could save her. Takashi told you that as well, did he? Yes, it's true. Emiko was crying out to me, begged me to find her and free her from a dark place. I would have given anything to hold her in my arms again and plead her forgiveness. I don't care if you don't believe me. Just like Tanaka was calling out to me. I do believe you. We're probably some of the few people left alive who know what this mask is capable of. If you really thought it'd help you find her, then why'd you give it to me? Because I was wrong. At first, I only followed whispers. Then I found myself in a strange labyrinth, chasing after her shade. The days bled together. I lost track of my grandchildren, of the shrine. It was an illusion. No matter how hard I tried, I never found her. I only became more and more disconnected from the world around me. I descended into madness. I was being used again, just as Tokimasa had used me so many years before. I tried getting rid of it, throwing it away, burning it. None of it mattered. It always came back. And when I did, the visions and whispers only grew worse. So I put it out of my mind and tried as best as I could to live a life of solitude and ignore the screams of my daughter. Then you came, and when you did, the mask was screaming out in voices I'd never heard before. I thought it was a sign, so I gave it to you. I didn't even have time to breathe out a sigh of relief before I heard a gunshot ring out. No one else ran to it. I think I was the only one who knew that sound for what it was. I thought the mask was punishing me once again by taking Mai away from me. Instead, it had passed tragedy to another. I'm sorry. Perhaps the knowledge of the mask should die with us. There's one other person who knows about the mask, a girl named Reina. Does that name mean anything to you? No, I don't know anybody by that name. Do you expect me to know everyone who's been touched by the mask? No, but you were involved with a group that worshipped it. Are you sure you're telling me everything? Yes, what good will accusing an old woman do? Unless you're chasing someone too. That must be it. Mai told me you lost someone. Your partner in the police, is that right? If I'm right, then I suggest you stop your search. The place I was shown by the mask was not meant for the living. I barely escaped with my life. Stop while your mind and body remain intact. What if I told you there was another option? What other option? In the months since I first met you, I've had time to examine the ancient texts in the shrine, and as the mask grew further away, it loosened its grip on my mind. I knew then that it would someday make its way back to me, and so I became determined to find a way to protect myself and my grandchildren from its influence. The darkness of the common kind and its ritual object are but manipulations used to sever our connection with what is truly divine. The mask breeds darkness. Dark forces can invade all manner of living and non-living things, driving them to violence or death. That which is evil cannot be used or tolerated. It must be destroyed. It is the only way to save us from its grip. Destroy the mask? I thought you just said it couldn't be done. Not physically. Grandma, is everything alright? I've heard you talking about that mask again. Yes, dear, but you needn't worry. In fact, it's good you're here as this talk involves you. Ma, you've trained in exorcism and purification rituals for quite some time, haven't you? Such a ritual could purify the mask and turn it into a mere piece of wood. Given we gather the right materials, of course. I can tell from the look in your eyes that you think me to be senile, but I'm quite serious. Even modern rituals have ancient roots, and with enough conviction, they are still capable of great power. Before, I was content to die as long as the mask didn't hurt my children, as I was too feeble to do what was necessary myself. But now, seeing you here, I see a second chance to do what's right. If you truly do know what the mask is, then you must help me destroy it. Slow down. I didn't come here to be involved in a ritual or exorcism or whatever you call it. I only want the truth about the common kind, which you still haven't given me. You're a stubborn one, aren't you? So be it. I can see there's only one way to change your mind. The only trace of what happened that day would be at the Kamikai compound itself. The records of its location are lost, and they were never made public, but I know where it is. What's the catch? Go there. Search for your truth. See what worshipping the mask has wrought. When you return, you'll help me destroy it. What makes you so confident I'll change my mind? I went back once years ago. In all honesty, I'm not sure why. Perhaps to remind myself of my sins. What I saw and felt in that place. It was tainted by darkness and death. Those two things are all the mask will afford you. There is something else. I had a feeling you'd say that. The heavy, unnatural air I felt when I returned to the compound. It had the same stench, the same quality of the tunnels where I searched for Emiko. Sounds like a superstition to me. So what exactly is it you want in exchange for the information? I believe the energies of the mask in that place are linked. I want you to bring something back from there. Anything. It may help in the ritual. Looking for the truth will not bring you peace, detective. Purifying the mask very well might. Remember that. The compound is in the forest of Aokigahara. Aokigahara? That's the suicide forest. Suicide forest. What a dreadful name. Though I suppose those woods have seen their fair share of tragedy and death. Ito, you can't just go charging in there. It's dangerous. What if you get lost? GPS doesn't work in there, and I even heard compasses won't point north. Not only that, but a lot of people go there to die. I don't think you should go. You two keep talking about the mask like it's some evil spirit causing you pain, but I think the pain you're feeling isn't caused by a mask. It's just you. So many nights after the girl died in the shrine, I had nightmares. Every corner I went around, I thought I'd see her there. It wasn't a ritual or charm that made me better, though. I just stopped listening to the fear. I confronted it. When you took me to see Takashi, that was the first time I'd left Kamakura since April. It's embarrassing to admit it, but I was scared. And yeah, Takashi telling me all that stuff about Mom and Dad was scary, but it was the truth. I wasn't hiding from some demon I'd invented myself. Anyway, I know you might not listen to me, but I don't think you should put yourself in danger just so you can keep chasing your demons. Maybe you're right, but some demons have a way of spreading to others. Seeing the Kamikai compound is something I have to do. Well, it's your choice, but Aokigahara is huge. How are you going to find one compound? Mai makes a good point. It's been a long time. Are you sure you remember where it is? Of course I do. I know what you two must think of me, but I am not senile. It's a hike away from a bus stop on the outskirts of Narusawa. We used to go into town occasionally for supplies. Several miles away from the bus stop, there's a clearing and a path there used time to time by the Forest Service. I'll draw you a map before you leave. It continues for quite some time, and eventually it will be blocked off. Keep going forward and don't turn back or leave the path. The forest can play tricks on you. Supposing the path is still there, it seems pretty incredible to me that the compound would have been left alone all these years. It still stands. After all, why would they bother to go and dismantle it? Go. Search for whatever truth you think you'll find. But be careful, detective. Do what must be done, then leave. Staying there is dangerous. I hope that once you enter the place and feel the energy I did, you'll have the sense to see what I never could. You understand, don't you? The mask must be purified. Depends on what I find. Don't be a fool. Finding what happened that day will change nothing. You're being haunted by your past, chasing phantoms as I once did. When you enter those dark places, you leave pieces behind. Purify it. Stop this while you're still whole. I'll begin preparations for the ceremony regardless. See her out. She's never said anything like that to me. You must have really scared her. Listen, I'll help with the ritual because I think it'll help Grandma get better. But don't get yourself killed. I know in your eyes I'm probably just a kid, but I know how much it hurts to want the truth. Takashi obsessed over the past, and I was miserable not knowing. Grandma almost went insane on top of that. Grandma said it herself, you're still young. You should forget about all this and start over. And you might not want to hear this, but listening to you two talk about masks and spirits, well, you sounded like that girl at the shrine. It scares me, and it should scare you too. Take care of yourself, Ito. Into Aokigahara we go. Finally, this must be the path the old Kawana woman was talking about. If her story was true, all I need to do is follow it to find the Kamenkai's old compound. Let's hope it's that simple. No time to sit here and think it through. I need to get out of these woods before nightfall. Now, I don't remember if there are actually any cats out here. Even if there are, I have to play through this again to get the cat ending because I left that one up intentionally. Keep going. So I think now is when you'll actually start seeing bodies hanging in the background. I don't know how common that actually is in Aokigahara. I hope it's kind of rare. Oh, look. 3 statues covered in moss and undergrowth. Looks like one is missing. A depiction of Ojizo-sama. It's said that praying to these statues can help guide the souls of children who died young. They look so old and forgotten. It's kind of sad to see them abandoned like this. How could these statues help out anyone in such a dark place? Reina, what is she doing here? Where am I? No, anywhere but here. I don't want to remember this. Why now? Ito, why did you come here? You've left me here to die again, haven't you? It was your fault that this happened to me. You're so selfish. You never care about what happens to anyone but yourself. People who get hurt along the way are just collateral damage. It's all about you and what you want. You. You're not looking for me. You only want to hurt the girl, to hurt the old woman, to see everyone who gets in your way to suffer. No, that's not true. I would never have done anything to change what... I would have done anything to change what happened to you. Make it go away. I can't bear to look anymore. Stop. Make it stop. I don't want to remember. What a great idea. Remembering hurts, doesn't it? Let me take away all that pain. Let's forget together, Ayami-chan. I know Jesus on the statue. I feel a familiar presence as I pick it up. Jeez, while you were sleeping, I thought you'd never wake up. Where... Kazuki, thank goodness you're okay. I knew I'd find you. Find me? What are you talking about? I haven't gone anywhere. I saw you on the ground. Reina, she slit your throat. That must have been a hell of a nightmare you had. Nothing a good cup of coffee can't fix. Speaking of, I fixed the coffee machine so you can officially file that case as closed. Hey, you okay? You look a little out of it. Take your time getting ready. I'll be in the other room. Yeah, thanks, Kazuki. What is this? I was looking for something, wasn't I? Why can't I remember? My heart's beating a mile a minute. Can't shake this feeling of dread that's hanging in the air. This is real, right? I want it to be real. So, into the living room we go. Welcome back to the real world, sleepyhead. Huh? You're not dressed. You didn't forget about our picnic, did you? Picnic? We were gonna have a picnic in the park and see the cherry blossoms, remember? I know it's not exactly traditional, but I figured we could grab a pizza on the way over too. It's an important time of year after all. Did you forget that too? Don't you remember when the cherry blossoms fell and you saved those two girls at the shrine? You're a hero. Saved? No, I'm no hero. She died. I killed her. She's always trying to stop me from... Kazuki, something doesn't feel right. This isn't where I'm supposed to be. Of course it is. We're together, the sun's out, we've got Lady Fluff. Isn't this what you wanted? With your parents gone, Lady Fluff and I are the only family you've got left. This is where you belong. And we love you, Ayami-chan. That's why you'll come with us. Come on, we've got to get going. Go? Where are you taking me? Somewhere safe. Safe? Why? Where was I going? Where's the path? The path isn't for you. It leads to suffering. So let's leave the path and be happy. Forever. Isn't this nice? We're all here like one big happy family. We don't need anyone else. 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 It's better this way. Stay here. Stay here, where it's safe. Stay here and rot, Ayami. Kazuki, what's the matter with you? Nothing is the matter. We're exactly where we need to be. This is all so wonderful. I've taken you somewhere safe, just like I promised. Far away from places you didn't belong. You'll stay here, so you can't hurt anyone anymore. Free from all those pesky, painful memories, so let's forget together. Lie down where it's comfortable and stay there, forever and ever and ever. No, ignoring the pain won't make it go away. Kazuki wouldn't want me to forget. He'd tell me to keep going. I know this place. I've been here before. It's drenched in the same suffering as before. Reina, why did you take me here? Why won't you leave me alone? Why do you want to hurt me so badly? Why did you come here? Don't make me remember. I've never felt Reina's presence so strongly before. If I hadn't come to my senses, I might have... What's in this forest that she doesn't want me to see? The air completely changed when I placed the statue with the others. The forest doesn't seem so dark. I can see a clearing up ahead. Is it over? Reina, are you still here somewhere? Until recently, I lived my life thinking that there was no room for belief. Belief was an excuse, a way of wiggling out under the weight of cold truth. Now, as I relive another memory, walking the same steps of another life, I'm not sure what my truth is worth anymore. Can a world split in two both be real simultaneously? Is belief that I'm doing the right thing not what's driving me forward now? Either way, there's no going back. Nothing to interact with there. So let's hop in. Mommy? Reina? Where were you? I missed you. Shh, keep your voice down, sweetheart. I can't stay long. Why not? Why don't you stay with me anymore? That's complicated. The Guru thinks it's best if we're apart for a while. He has big plans for us, and for you especially. Who cares about all that? Honey, it's not that simple. Why not? Why won't they let us be together? Because you're so pure and perfect. I know you love me, but I'm no good. If I stay with you, he says I'll corrupt you. But I'm so weak. I wanted to see you. It's our little secret, okay? Okay, Mommy, is it my fault that you can't stay with me anymore? Reina, no, of course not. It's me. You're going to be a big important person someday. I can't hold you back. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now, but someday you'll understand. Tokimasa has big plans for you. He told me so himself. He said you're the key to everything, because you're so pure. Remember why we left the city? Because everyone's so mean and out for themselves? They're all stained by corruption, but not us. Not you anyway. I thought you said we were going home. You can't. Tokimasa says the great machine's done for, that all those corrupt people will kill each other in wars and die and we'll be left. But you'll be there to guide them. Soon, you've been chosen by Tokimasa. Die? I don't want anyone to die. Me neither, sweetie. But like I said, Tokimasa has figured out a new ritual, and you'll be able to help everyone. I don't understand. Why are you saying all those weird things? No, Reina, it's not easy for me either. But it's not about what we want all the time. If you do this, it'll help me. You want to help Mommy, don't you? Yeah, I guess. Exactly. So let's smile, okay? Guess what? What? Before the ritual, there's gonna be a big celebration just for you. It'll be a big feast. What's that mean? It's a big meal where everyone gets to eat all the food they want. It's like a party. Doesn't that sound fun? I guess so. Then I can come see you again. Do you promise? Yeah. Afterwards, we'll all go out together to the ritual. All together? I thought you said it was just me. Like I said, sweetheart, you've been chosen. Tokimasa says you'll gain the sight to guide us to salvation. Okay. Don't look so sad. You'll get me crying if you do and don't want to see Mommy. You'll get me crying if you do, and you don't want to see Mommy cry, do you? No? Good. Reina, I need you to listen to me now. Here, I want you to have this. It's Mommy's amulet. The one I've kept since I was little. I want you to have it for the ritual. When it starts, I want you to hold it and keep your eyes shut tight, okay? If you get scared, just grab it tight and think of me, okay? But that amulet is yours. Don't you need it? What if something bad happens to you? It's more important you have it now. Promise me you'll do what I asked. I promise. Let's make a pinky promise. Okay. And you know what happens when you break a pinky promise, right? Yeah, you said my pinky fall off. Exactly. And we wouldn't want that now, would we? After tomorrow, things might be different. Maybe even a little scary, but it's not all bad. The most important thing is that Tokimasa told us that we'll be together. I love you, Reina. I love you too, Mommy. An ancient-looking scroll lays strewn on the ground. I can only make out part of it. Several months after my travels brought me to Kamakura, I began to hear strange rumors of a spirit haunting the hills. Mothers told their children the story to scare them and keep them indoors. Samurai would boast of having glimpsed the monster through the trees to prove their manliness. I took no heed of the old wives' tale until people started disappearing. It started with a woodcutter claiming to have seen a ghost, who vanished soon after. He was the first, but soon after there were others. A group of children, then the group of men who went after them. Each disappearing signaled by a strange, youthful laughter piercing the sounds of the night. Now we're confined to the village, too frightened to enter the woods to look for them. It's as if we're being hunted. I don't know what to do. Last night I stared into the darkness of the woods and thought I saw a strange, inhuman face staring back at me. The rest is torn off. I should leave it. So I don't really remember the scroll being there in normal gameplay. Reina, maybe you shouldn't be here. Why not? The feast isn't for you, it's for us, the impure who must prepare ourselves. Tokimasa says the impure must purify themselves by feasting and expunging the darkness from their bodies. If I can remain uncorrupted, even someone worthless like me will be able to ascend to a higher plane. I don't think you're worthless. Everyone keeps telling me I'm so special. But no one visits me anymore. And where's everyone else? Are they hiding from me now too? The others are with the guru preparing themselves for tomorrow. Don't worry, Reina. Everything will be clear tomorrow. There's nothing to fear. Can I have a little of that? The great Tokimasa instructed us not to give you any food at the feast. Oh. Don't you see? You are pure. The feast. The indulgence is there to test us, to show us that we are corrupt with the stains of impurity upon us. It is a reminder of how the great machine of man keeps our souls shackled and chained. Those who are cleansed must not turn away from the righteous path. Right, but... You're very lucky. Yes, so lucky to be in Tokimasa's favor. He chose you. He chose you to be the bearer of the mask, to see the great door to the pure realm. Those other children who were taken, that too was a test, to find the most pure among you. You understand, don't you? I don't know. Yes, of course not. You are but a child. Tokimasa says that you children are much wiser than us, that your understanding of the world is untainted. Where's Mommy? Mommy, I imagine she's with the Guru. She's in need of the Guru's love. Yes, her mind has gone astray of late, in such a key moment. The Guru will show her the way. Don't you worry. Mother, father, sister, brother, it doesn't matter. We are your family. You should go back to your bed. I don't know why the Guru let someone so important wander freely. What if something would happen to you like the others? What others? Do not fear, child. The great Tokimasa's prophecy will come to pass, and there will be no fear, very soon. You should go to sleep, child. And remember, do not eat this meal. It is food for us, the pitiful. What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? Nothing. It's nothing. The ritual is soon. It will be a time of great change. Go away. Why? Tomorrow you will guide us, but look at you, so young. We must be resilient. Fear is a pure emotion. All forms of life feel fear. To fear is not weakness, but a test. You are testing me. The Guru is wise. Are you okay? You're looking at me funny again. It's nothing. What do you want? Do you know where Takashi is? Weak. They're weak. Don't think of them. Don't cloud your thoughts. You must remain as you are. Needn't worry. Tokimasa will guide us. Just wait. What's wrong, Amiko? Reina, what are you doing here? You scared me. I'm sorry. It's alright. You didn't mean it, did you? No? Then there's nothing to worry about. Do you want something? Why isn't Takashi or the baby here with you? He and his sister were not meant for the path of purity. Not like you. It's the night before the ritual. I must unburden myself with thoughts of them. What's unburden mean? Unburden, Reina. It means I have to forget them. Yes, forget the children, Emiko. Becoming too attached to our offspring is part of mankind's great machine. It is a lie. This was a test. They did not pass. You must. We are so close to our goal. Yes, of course. I will not shackle myself to meaningless connections. Reina, don't worry. Tomorrow is the great ritual Tokimasa has envisioned. If you're the guest of honor, everything will be alright. Really? Yes, of course. Now run along. The inside of the bowl was stained black long ago. Tokimasa must have used it in the ritual. The priest prepared my spirit for its ascension as I prepared my mind for my duty. Carefully, they dipped the brush in the bowl and wrote the symbol upon my breast, using my lifeblood as ink. Only then would I signal my readiness to become its vessel. Only then would the sacrifice of my kid mean something. Is it over? I can't let my daughter be in the ritual. That's not for you to decide. You know her importance, what the guru says she can show us. But she's my daughter. Tokimasa hasn't told us what he's going to do to her. She is our daughter, Hisako. What if it doesn't work like he says? She's so young. You doubt him? Now? It's because she's so young she was chosen. Her mind is not stained by regret, sadness, or corruption. She's perfect. I know that, then why hesitate? The Guru tells us we're approaching the moment that will bring us true peace, the culmination of everything we've worked for. Somehow your child is the focal point. He says she'll be granted a sight even more profound than his own. She can lead us. I only want to make sure she's okay. He promised me she'd be safe, but now I'm not so sure. The Guru will make sure she's taken care of. She'll want for nothing and be blessed with new sight. It's the only way. The world is on the brink of ruin. There's no time left. My own children will... Emiko, don't worry. They'll be safe. No, my own mother betrayed me. She dragged my children away to die in the filth. I'm sorry, I must be strong. Soon we will have no more worries and ascend from our flesh. You know, don't you? I saw you outside when you told us. Yes. All the things I studied, they were only ever used by corrupt people to control one another, to hurt one another. Soon we'll be free of that, and we'll escape the suffering of this world and be reborn. And it will be Reina who shows us the way. She will be the bridge. You're right. I always knew she was special. Even when she was growing inside me, I could feel it. Promise me again. Promise me she'll be taken care of. Nothing to interact with there. Despite all the years it was left in the woods, the blade is still clean and sharp. Through the caverns, the sound of my brother's dying grasps echoed off the walls. It came slowly at first, then became louder and louder, and soon joined with the screams of women and children. The time for sealing my covenant was nigh, and only the death we had orchestrated would satisfy it. Once the priest had finished his preparations, he knelt before me, and without hesitation, I slid the blade to his heart. It's a note written in a fairly modern hand. It's possible it was written by Tokimasa himself. The end is coming. I can see their twisted shapes walking in the shadows. The fools don't see the punishment that has been brought upon us for our sins. Only I can lead them to salvation. I have studied the old texts and uncovered their truths. Soon I will prepare the girl. Her purity will banish the darkness and lead our souls to the land of the Kami. My faithful are not afraid to die, and will lead the others to do what must be done. Tomorrow I'll begin the final preparation. Emiko assures me that those who eat the meal will die a pure death. Through my guidance, she has prepared my own means of salvation as well. All I need is a bit of the girl's blood and all will be right. The machine of man's stain upon the world will soon be erased. So I was wondering if anything else is going to change out here, but we'll see. What's this? Looks like a simple wooden amulet. How did I not notice it before? What is this? I feel strange, like I'm back there again. Where am I? The forest path? I saw things and started running. When I found the amulet, it cut away the fog that had been surrounding me and showed me the truth. The mask, the common Kai, Reina was there the whole time. They all killed themselves and made her wear the mask. That day was when it started, when Reina became the Maskbearer, when her suffering truly began. The pulse of the dark has changed again, and the fuzzy image I had before has snapped into focus. Everything I need to do to put an end to this is in my hands. But before we can do that, we need to tie up some loose ends. How long has it been, I wonder? A man in a sewer, a girl with red hair, and a detective chasing them both. No, I'm a detective no more. No, I'm no detective anymore. Only a puppet stupidly dancing on strings. That doesn't sound like me. When stretched out, it feels like the slightest breeze could topple me. Each time I get closer to the truth, something drags me away. Or maybe, all those horrible things haven't happened yet, and I'm just riding the train home where Kazuki will be waiting for me. In another life, maybe there's an Ayami that's happy. Instead, I'm stuck in with one I've got, and I don't know how much more I can take. Did I really see all those things in the forest? Was that real? Has any of it been? I don't know anymore. Every time I get a handle on the rules, something comes along and breaks them. But they were things I saw. Things I couldn't have known about Tokimasa's Kamikai on my own. With me, there's a little wooden mask that so many died for, and now I'm planning to use it for myself. It doesn't feel right. It was her pain that I felt in the compound. Even now, the dark doesn't seem so unfamiliar. I can feel it calling to me. That must have been the moment that changed everything. The focal point to all of her misery. The dark is steeped in that same torment. The suffering of a scared little girl. I wonder if it's the real Reina I've seen, or is that girl long dead? Either way, whatever is left of her is in the dark with Kazuki. My only chance to see Kazuki again is to go into those filthy tunnels and find the door. Only then do I have any hope of using it to change his fate. But I'd be walking into a trade where the other side has their hand behind their back. I'd be forced to accept the cost without question. Kazuki Tanaka, the man I've suffered so much for, has been silent. To find him and the door, I'd have to use the mask. I've seen what Reina's become as a result of the mask. Would that happen to me? Now that I know the way, is that what I really want? The horrible object was made out of suffering. Two different groups fed it with the death of innocence. Why play its game? The entirety of the new Kamikai died for it. It drove me and the man I loved to the darkest depths we've ever known. Why should I destroy it? I know why. Because I'd be destroying Kazuki and Reina along with it. I've done everything I can to prepare myself, but there's no more time to think. It's time to put an end to all this, one way or another. Shinjuku and Kamakura, the two places where my path started, are also where it has to end. This is it. I need to choose. Follow the path further into the darkness, or return to the light. Into the darkness we go, folks. So now we need to tie up the loose ends. Uh-oh, better sound the alarm. The detective is back. Damn it, every time I come in here, you... Don't sweat it, detective. I'm just busting your chops. Besides, it's not my problem anymore. Huh? I'm out of here. Wait, that other job, the sketchy one, you didn't. Nope, probably won't believe me, but I actually took your advice. Hell, I hardly believe myself. How flattering. Didn't think the hard-boiled detective would be so thin-skinned. Yeah, anyway, where are you headed? Don't know, but I think I'll leave the city. My big dreams kinda got drowned out, and now it's hard to be here and not fall back into old habits. Like hitting the old reset button, right? Reset button, huh? I could use one of those right about now. Things gotten that bad? I don't know yet. Probably. Only way to find out is to keep moving. Anything I can help with? Hey, don't give me that look, I mean it. No bullshit this time. Thanks. But I think I have to see out the rest of my problems on my own. Then why did you come in here? Couldn't tell you. I guess I just kind of gotten wrapped up in this place. Sounds like you're the one who needs to leave the city. Bad places lead to bad memories, lead to bad decisions if you ask me, and I'm an expert on bad decisions. At least none of us will have to deal with Goto or the million other perverts like him. For now, anyway. Good luck. Nah, you hold on to your luck. Looks like you could use it more than me. See you around, Ito. So, Diamond in the Rough unlocked, which is her happy ending. She's getting out of the city while she still can. Not getting in bed with the Yakuza, basically. Notice something different? Hey, Yami, perfect timing. Daizo, what's all this? Looks like you're all packed up. Like I said, perfect timing. I'm closing down. And this is good? It's great. To be honest, the last time I saw you, I was kind of slipping again, you know? Going down memory lane, but in the worst way possible. Then I remembered our conversation the other day. You said your attitude is the seasoning that flavors the food and all that. That sounds a lot more poetic than I would have said it, but yeah, I remember. Anyway, I realized the only flavor that could come out of this place was bitter. Real bitter. Then, crazy thing, my wife comes in after refusing to see me for years. Uh-oh. Yeah, uh-oh is right. Funny, she looks so much older than I remember. Guess I came to a bit of a revelation when I saw her. I was clinging to this place, but for what? A life that I haven't been living? For a what-if that'll never happen? I realized giving up was keeping this place going, not the other way around. Guess some people do have happy endings. If you call crippling debt happiness, it wasn't cheap to run this place. At least that wedding ring I pawned took care of rent for the short term. So what are you gonna do now? Well, Haruto's always been bugging me to join him on the road on that takoyaki stand of his. You didn't seem so keen on that last time we talked. Well? You've had a change of heart? Have you been talking to Haruto again? No, could just see it on your face is all. He's always been my biggest supporter. Figured the least I can do is give the old lug a shot. Besides, with his help, I'm getting back in touch with my daughter. Things aren't all rainbows and daisies, but I'll get there somehow. What about you? Me? What about me? Did that idol magazine I gave you end up helping you? That's the wrong thing there. Raised more questions than it answered. I doubt I can help you with all the complicated stuff you do. Cooking was all I was ever good at. It's like you said, though. Keep following through until the end, right? Yeah, I guess so. Take care of yourself, Daizo. Don't be a stranger. Come by me and Haruto's stand sometime. And that's the change of pace. So if you remember, if you don't help him out, he will commit suicide. And instead he's gonna get the hell out of Shinjuku. And maybe, just maybe, find some happiness. I don't know if he's here or not. And since this... Ah, he was here. Oh my god, like, it's you. Huh? Who? Me? Yeah, you. Yep. Whoa, can I, like, give you a hug? Hey, 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 there's no need for that. Please don't touch me. Why so touchy-feely all of a sudden? Detective sir, ma'am, I would never, feel you without your permission. That's not what... Forget it. Why exactly is it you are in such a good mood? You noticed? Ta-da! What? I don't get it. Are you a magician? No, I got a promotion. Can't you tell by the new uniform? It's exactly the same. Wait, a promotion? You got a promotion? Yeah, after you came and talked to me, the manager saw us and was like, whoa, this guy's helping the police. Said I was really respectable and whatever. And I found that key. To the dumpster? Turns out I had a spare in my pocket the whole time. Of course you did. Of course you had a spare. Well, better you than someone like Tyra. Who? No one. Congrats, kid. I think you're really going places. Thank you, sir. Moving up in the world unlocked. So you get to see Kobayashi, or whatever his name was, get his promotion. So I think the result of that is because you didn't blow the lock off the dumpster, you got the key instead. His is a whole lot less interactive than the others. Let's climb on down, folks. The first time I came here, I was so sure that I would save Tanaka alone that I didn't think about what I was doing. Am I doing the same thing now? When I found Kazuki's body, he was wearing the mask. She'd made him wear it as if she'd been made to. Even after all the suffering she went through herself, she did it anyway. Can I really forgive her? She so desperately wanted to avoid becoming lost. When I was here last, I saw Tanaka, heard him call to me. What was it he was trying to say? Was he begging for help or begging me to stay away? This time will be different. It's no longer leading to a shapeless tunnel. Reina is down there. I can feel myself being drawn to her. So I wonder if there was anything to interact with over there. Trying to read some of the stuff in the background, I don't know if that actually means anything in Japanese, but it doesn't seem like it means anything in English. So we have stalagmites and stalactites down here, huh? As I trudged through that oppressive, lonely place, I slowly became aware of someone else. The dark woke up and began to shudder as if racked with quiet sobs, and I felt a numbing sadness spread through my body. The sensation I felt in that place was familiar, and I knew right away why. Reina. She sat there like a lost little girl, like she'd been there for a long time and didn't know where to go. There was no fight in her body, no way for her to lash out. In that place, we were equals. She rose to her feet when she saw me, her eyes looking confused and desperate. She was the start of it all, everything I'd gone through. I'd put an end to it, one way or another. Let's become the Maskbearer, shall we? Reina, I need you to listen to me. You? I thought I got rid of you. You should be dead. You can't get rid of me. No matter what we do, we'll keep meeting, keep fighting each other endlessly until one of us breaks, then somehow do it all over again. We're caught in a web with every path leading back to the center, to the same place. We can't escape it. What are you talking about? I feel strange. Why can't you leave me alone? Because I wasn't meant to. Don't worry. If I'm right, it'll be over soon, I promise. Why? You gonna try and get revenge? It won't work down here. Too bad for you, Ayami-chan. Petty things like revenge don't matter anymore. Maybe if I didn't know how my story ended, it would. But Reina, even you must realize that this place, the door, the mask, it's all beyond you, beyond any of us. Didn't you ever ask yourself what it all meant? What do you mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's all pointless. Like me. Mommy said I was special, but she was wrong. I did so many terrible things, and it was my fault, so now I'm being punished for it. That's not true. You're just a girl who got caught up in something bigger than her, like me. Guess that makes us kindred spirits in a weird way. You're not like me. You don't know what I've been through. You're wrong. I do know what happened to you, all of it. I can't deny our lives took different paths, and I can't pretend to understand how you felt. But I do know that what happened to you wasn't your fault. None of it. Something's different. You've changed. Why aren't you mad about Tanaka? I am. I'm mad as hell that he died the way he did. I loved him and he deserved better. But there's nothing I can do. It already happened, and there's nothing we could have done to change it. No matter what I do differently, no matter how I try and make things play out, that's how it has to happen. What are you going to do to me? Do to you? I'm going to give you what you want. What I want? That's right. You want the mask back, right? And you want an end to this all. I can give you that by helping you find the door. The door? Where I heard Mommy's voice? That's right. Will you let me help you? Okay. Hey, what's wrong? Nothing. Come on, don't be afraid. Carefully, I place the mask over Reina's face again and allow her to briefly see the dark the way she was meant to see it. Her whole body shook as she walked. As if wearing the mask had brought the little girl who was abandoned in the forest had brought back the little girl who was abandoned in the forest at the base of Mount Fuji. Eventually, we found the door. Her fear seemed to melt away, and she stood very still in front of it for a long time. As she walked through it, I thought I heard her whisper the words, "I'm sorry." I can't be sure. Slowly her physical body faded, and her feelings of anguish that permeated and shaped the dark began to fade as well. The dark began to change, slowly as if it had been released and was waking from a long slumber. As it awoke, I could feel it expanding, sending probing fingers into the city streets above. After a time the mask, now unbound, reappeared. It had come back to me. I didn't have much time to do what I'd come for. Left unchecked, the dark and whatever it is in it will spill over into our world and destroy the lives of the unassuming people above. I can't help but think of my own normal life, a life that I'll now never have the chance to see for myself. Still, I can't let other people suffer in the way I suffered, or the way Reina suffered. They deserve a chance at a future, right? There's no one else who can do this for them. It has to be me. I wish I knew why, but maybe it's not important. If only everyone knew what was lurking in the shadows under the surface of the world hidden at the edges of their vision. Would they change willingly if they did? If the kami, or whatever they are, want humankind to change or to perish, are people really capable of becoming anything better than the selfish, flawed creatures they are? Is this worth it? There's only one way to find out. In my mind, I can see it perfectly. The symbol that Chikako Shichijo used to bind herself to the mask, forged in blood. I must do the same. It hurts, searing my skin like a brand, calling out for a life to seal my blood to the souls trapped in the mask. Death is the only sufficient payment. I may not have control over my final destination, but I can choose how I get there. I won't sacrifice innocent lives to the mask like those who came before me. There's only one option left to me. What remains of Kazuki Tanaka pulses like a heartbeat from the other side of the door, getting weaker and weaker by the moment. A living memory, his consciousness reflecting off of me like a mirror. I won't leave him there to suffer in purgatory. I'll release him. In doing so, I'll give the mask what it requires. At least as part of the mask, he'll be whole again. I'll say goodbye to you, Kazuki. And then, I'll be able to say goodbye to Ayami Ito. Something's changed. Memories of my childhood, feelings I had, my sense of self. Ripped out of me as I entered, fading. I have to focus while I'm still me. There's someone else here. Kazuki, is it you? Stay put, I'll find you. Tanaka? Tanaka? Kazuki, is that you? Kazuki, say something. You can hear me, right? What if Reina was right? What if he's already gone? Oh god. Kazuki, please. Who? Ito? Ayami? Ayami? Why are you here? That doesn't matter. All that matters is I heard you and I'm here now. It's okay. Give it a second. You'll be alright. Ayami, what are you doing here? I don't understand. Kazuki, you never changed, do you? You never could let things be, could you? You always had to understand. Reina didn't bring you here, but your hand. There's blood on your glove. That doesn't matter. I came here on my own. I feel strange, Ayami. I know. You've been waiting a long time, haven't you? Yes. I remember hearing your voice. Well, we're a team after all. Partners to the end. Ayami, I can't remember clearly. I have to know what happened that night in the sewer. Why were you there? You got yourself mixed up in something that you shouldn't have, and I showed up ready to save you. But I failed. You died that night, Kazuki. That can't be. That's how it is. I know that you felt pulled apart here waiting for me. I'm sorry for letting you suffer like this, Kazuki. Ayami, what are you saying? Kazuki, I missed you. I spent so much time chasing you, thinking that there was some land over the rainbow where I could get you back. But you've been gone for a long time. I know it's confusing for you, but you know it too, don't you? I remember after Reina took me into the sewers. It was like I was split in two. Only parts of me came here, the others, I'm not sure. Just listen to me for a sec, alright? My whole life people thought I was strange, or thought I wanted more than I was entitled to have. But without hesitating, you always accepted me for who I was. I'm so grateful for the time we had together. I love you. No matter what happens, or what I become, I want you to remember that. I know that, Ayami. Why are you telling me all this? Because I don't think there'll be another chance. Because once I do what I came here to do, I don't know what I'll be on the other side. What are you talking about? I've come to free you. Can't you see it? You're only a fragment of yourself. Every moment you spend here, a bit more of you is lost. Ayami, I guess part of me knew this would happen. As I wandered down here alone, I knew it wouldn't last. But we had our happiness, Ayami. Even if it was only for a little while, we found a deeper connection than most people do in a lifetime. This isn't how I wanted our story to end, but if it has to end this way, I'd rather it be you. Ayami, I don't want to be like this anymore. Everything I know about myself is slipping away. I know. I love you, Ayami. I'm ready. I'm sorry. Don't be. We'll see each other again someday. I hope so. Ayami, the mask. I can hear the mask. Why? I'm sorry, Kazuki. It's the only way to make you whole. Ayami, what have you done? We had our chance at happiness. This is the only way to give mankind a chance at theirs. Someday I'll give you your peace, I swear. As Kazuki slumps to the ground, I can feel the warmth of his blood on my skin. Slowly he begins to fade away, and as he does, the whispers of the mask grow quiet. The blood goes cold. The mask has a new master. The dark is now mine to control, to stop from drawing in the poor, ignorant people above. This is my charge, to stand vigil and give humanity a chance, whether it deserves it or not. No matter what, I will be here, waiting, trying to forget the life I had, in exchange for the lives I can save. And that unlocked the Becoming achievement. So I think that ending is New Game Plus exclusive, because I don't think you're allowed to become the Maskbearer the first time around. But anyway, here are our credits. I don't know if anything here is different, but we'll see what the two have to say at the very end, the Collector and the Historian. So it's been a long time coming, but I finally got around to doing this. And as I mentioned in the description, I may try for the other endings. If I do, they'll probably just be ending videos rather than having you guys sit through another playthrough where not too much is going to change. It's very reliant on the end. The only choices that matter are the things that lower your sanity if you want to commit suicide in Akigahara. If you want one of the real endings of the game, like purifying the mask, then all the decisions at the end are what matter. Overall, I didn't really see a lot of things that could change based on how my stats were different. because they were saying if you're more professional, then you have some other option. Maybe that's how you can get around that guy without knocking his lights out. And while this goes, I am going to go see what's at the door because I am expecting a package. So I guess there isn't a discussion between those two if you happen to go this route. Thanks. I don't know if your name is supposed to be Shaco Soldier or Shaco Soldier, but that is the Maskbearer ending. So I'll see about getting the other ones because there's still quite a few out there. But with this, the Tokyo Dark live streams are coming to an end. No, there's no planned live stream for the 13th next week. And I don't know what I'm going to do on the 20th and beyond, if I'm going to still do 2 games or what the plan is exactly. But otherwise, that's kind of it for now, so I'll be moving on to the next game in a moment. I'm the Hero of Light, thanks for watching, and goodbye.